What's going on, my soul family? Welcome back to another episode of the Awake with Jake show. On today's episode, I'm going to be dropping in and sharing with you 5 questions that I have received from my listeners over the past few months that I have handpicked from many different questions, and I'm going to be dropping in and answering these questions for you. Now, before we jump into this episode, I have a couple messages that I want to share with you. The first one is this. River stones become smooth because of the consistent flow of water. It is a continuous refinement of sharp edges. You are the same way. Consistently refining yourself. Don't try to force or rush your healing process. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Now, can you think about in life, just for a moment, how often you spend forcing things to make them work? You got to grind to be successful. You got to work 16, 17, 18 hours a day to be successful. And we have so much programming around this ideology of how much we have to force things to work in this life. Here's a little thing about forcing things. The more you force, the more resistance that you create within your energetic field. Okay, so oftentimes when we are forcing things to work, it's because we're coming from a place of fear, lack, scarcity, and we're actually clogging up our energy field with more of that fear, lack, scarcity because we're trying to make things work in life. If you are not operating from a place of alignment, then you are forcing and not flowing. The way that this universe works, the way that our universe works, is in flow, pure, harmonious flow. So the more that you continue to force things, the more that you operate out of alignment with the universe. Now, the second message that I want to share with you is an energy reading, and a reading that I saw during my meditation the other day as I dropped in. The vision that I saw was dust settling down. Lately, your life might have been stirred up a lot, and you haven't been able to see things clearly. As this dust continues to settle, you'll start to gain new clarity and direction. This dust may be the anger, shame, guilt, or fear that you carry. It is important that you allow the universe to guide you instead of forcing your own path. Isn't it interesting how these messages are aligned with the word force? And you look at your life right now, and I'm inviting you to, calling you out right now in a loving way. What areas of your life are you forcing right now? Is it the work that you're doing, the job that you're going to? Because you think that I got to do this work in order to pay my bills, and I got to work here 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day. Think about that. If you spend 8 hours a day at a job that you absolutely hate, that's a third of your life right there. I'm not a math whiz, but a third of 24 is 8. And there's only 24 hours in a day if we're operating in earthly time right now, okay? So you spend 8 hours a day at a job that you hate. Now imagine if you spend your life in a relationship that you hate. That's pretty much 24 hours a day, okay? When you are operating out of alignment, you will find yourself constantly coming from a place of scarcity and needing to do things, needing to make things work. So taking a look at your life right now, just gently closing your eyes, bringing your heart and your mind in center. What areas of your life are you forcing that you need to pull back from and reevaluate? And there's nothing wrong with being out of alignment. But I can tell you this, from operating out of alignment most of my life, it doesn't feel natural to my body. It doesn't feel like I'm floating down a universal river, which is what it's supposed to feel like. When you're in alignment, you feel like you're being guided down this beautiful cosmic river, okay? Filled with mermaids and all their kind of enchanted cool stuff. I don't know where that came from, but I just want you to feel that. Feel the flow of the universe. Whatever areas of your life you are forcing, pull back and ask yourself, am I coming from a place of wounded programming and I'm forcing this to work because I'm modeling my mother's behavior or my father's behavior or my caregiver's behavior? I did that with my dad most of my life. I modeled his behavior on forcing things to work. I did exactly what he did because I wanted to be just like my dad when I grew up. So I watched him and I studied him and I became just like him. But then I had to break all those patterns of who I thought I should be. And that's the thing. So many people right now are living this identity of who they think they are. Who they think they are. My identity for a long time was the party boy. I was the loud party boy taking shots at the bar, getting blacked out, getting dragged out of the bar by bouncers at 4 o'clock in the morning. That was my identity. That's who I was. So what identities have you clung to, have you attached to that need to be released? Because you'll realize in this human experience, the more you let go of your somebody-ness and you become nothing, no thing, nobody, nobody, you free yourself from the attachments, the emotional attachments in this human experience. That is what creates suffering. Think about all of the times in your life and feel about. I'm saying think a lot right now. I also want you to be feeling into the vibrations of your body. Think about and feel about all of the times in your life that you suffer. You're suffering because you're attached to how you think things should be. You're attached to your identity and your role of who you're playing in that moment. So these are just my messages for you right now. I'm just sharing this with you, things that have been coming through for me a lot around the collective energy field. I want to dive into these questions now because there's 5 of them and they're really good, and I'm excited to drop into this with you here now. Before I drop into these questions, I want to share with you that my next virtual workshop, which is a 2-day transformational workshop, is currently open for registration. The name of the workshop is HEAL, which stands for Harmonize, Embody, Activate, Love, which is exactly what you are going to be doing at this 2-day transformational experience. So if you would like to grab your spot now, spaces are limited. Go to healvirtual.co and register today. The first question that I got is, I've done so much inner work. What is preventing me from calling in my man? Let's just rewind to the last 2 words of that question. My man. When you put the word my in front of anything in this life, you're automatically creating an energetic attachment, an emotional attachment to that. My body, my car, my money, my house, my husband, my wife. When you do this and you claim that and you think it's yours, your ego's identity of being mine, you create suffering. Because whose is it really? What can anyone steal from you? It's all borrowed, okay? It's all God's. It's all the universe's. Nothing is really yours in this universe. Now, the reason why you may not be calling in a partner right now, as we change the dialogue around this, is you're looking for something outside of yourself. And the vision that I get is, it's like, have you ever had keys in your hand before and you're like, I can't find my keys, I can't find my keys, I can't find my keys, but they're in your hand all along. That love that you seek has been within you all along. You see, most people think that by calling in a romantic partner, that their life would be so much better, so much more loving, so much more vibrant. But the thing is, that partner can only mirror back to you what you feel within yourself. It's nothing outside of yourself. When you eat a piece of chocolate or a cake or whatever your favorite dessert is, all that does is activate the feelings that are already within yourself. It's not putting it in your body. It's activating the feeling that is within you. This is why you've probably heard me say 1,000 times now, it's all within. Everything is within yourself. It's nothing outside of you. Now, the more that you tune your vibration and you heal and harmonize your inner masculine and your inner feminine energies, you will call in people, whether a romantic relationship, a friendship, higher quality family relationships, all kinds of great stuff, more financial abundance, health, whatever you desire. The more you tune into your energy field, the more you heal your energy field and you kind of purify the lack that something is missing because you don't have your man yet, you will call this type of divine conscious relationship in. When you are in true, pure source alignment, that will be sent to you as a mirror, as a reflection to continue on your path. Nothing's lacking in this universe. There is no lack. We are abundant beings. So anchor into your infinite abundance and trust that this relationship is coming to you. The second question: what is a conscious man looking for most in a woman? Now, if you asked me this many years ago, I probably would not have been able to give you a good answer with this. So I'm going to speak from a conscious masculine man and a feminine woman. And by the way, not all men are masculine and not all women are feminine. Some women are more masculine and some men are more feminine because we all have both of these energies. What a masculine man, a conscious masculine man who's embodied within himself is looking for within a woman is someone who is playful, open, receptive, gentle, compassionate, integrated with her heart, and speaks her truth from a loving, grounded place, okay? He wants to feel the vibration of love flowing out of her being. Because a conscious man knows that a feminine woman is the embodiment of pure love. She's not guarding herself with a false masculine shield because she feels safe in her body. So if you're a feminine woman listening to this right now and you're looking to call on a conscious man, are you carrying a masculine shield because you don't feel safe in your body? Her radiance is like a sip of ice water on a hot summer day. It's nourishing to his masculine structure and soothing to his core. That's really what the feminine energy is like to the masculine. It is nourishment to the masculine core because sometimes the masculine energy gets a little overheated with all the logic going on. The feminine then brings in this wealth of intuition and sensation and vulnerability and playfulness. So the keys here: receptive, open, playful, vibrant energy, radiant, smiling, fun, outgoing, and really just being your true authentic self, not trying to be something that you're not. If you want to attract more of a conscious masculine man, then you're going to have to give up that masculine shield in relationship. You can keep doing your masculine thing at your business or your job or whatever you want, but I would invite you to align with your natural energy if your energy is feminine. Okay, so the more you tune into this harmonious frequency of the feminine energy, if this is what you're desiring in this moment, you become like a cosmic magnet that magnetizes to you the masculine energy. Our feminine energy is the receptive energy, is the magnetic energy. Okay, so the more you tune into your feminine energy through the play, through the dance, through the healing work, because healing work is feminine. You're getting in tune with your emotions. You're vulnerable. You're expressive. All very feminine energy. You start to harmonize and magnetize to you a masculine partner. Number 3, why am I so afraid of love when I deeply desire love? You do not fear love. You fear someone activating the trauma that is lodged within your body. Love does not hurt you. Love is what heals you. Let me just say this again. Love does not hurt you. Love is what heals you. Love is what you are. But most people have this idea, this wounded idea, that love breaks hearts. I got my heart broke by love. Love never broke your damn heart. Your ego broke your heart, okay? And your heart didn't break. Your ego told you that your heart broke. Here's the thing. When we go through a breakup, heartbreak, that's why there's so much ideas around the heart breaking, but what's really happening is our emotional and energetic attachment to that being is being broken, is being cut. So that's really what's breaking in that moment. So can we have a damaged heart chakra? Absolutely. But the thing is, when we go through a relationship and we have the heart chakra broken, we can mend that through the grievance process. So it's not love that you're afraid of. It's you're afraid of someone reflecting back to you and mirroring back to you, which is a relationship, a reflection, right? Everything in this universe externally is a reflection of internal, of the world that we feel within. And in intimacy, into me I see, and in that moment of intimacy, you are having all of your stuff being reflected back to you, your light, your love, your happiness, and the shadow aspects of yourself. So if you have trauma lodged within your body, at some point in the relationship, you can hide it for a long time. And if your partner is not really awake and conscious and caring and compassionate, they may not notice it. But if you're with someone who's awake and tuned into the vibrations and the feeling and their own intuition, they're going to see that stuff, and you're going to see it within them as well, because you're going to mirror it back to each other. So I don't think you're afraid of love. I think you're afraid of being vulnerable, being intimate with another person. Allowing yourself to show and express emotions in a relationship is a very scary thing for a lot of people. So I would invite you to drop this shield of armor and realize that you are safe now. You are loved unconditionally more than you may ever know. Number 4, why is it painful at times to honor your intuition and gut feelings? I would say it ends up being more painful when you don't honor your intuition and gut feelings. Here's the thing. It's uncomfortable for your ego to grow. Your ego wants to stay very stagnant. It wants to stay in survival mode, right? But it's easy to justify things at a mind level. It's easy to stay all cozy and comfortable with your mind justifications. Your ego is always trying to lure you back to sleep. Okay, I want you to really feel into that. This healing journey requires you to be uncomfortable. Feeling uncomfortable is leading you to growth. So healing requires you to go into your shadows and transmute them into the light. Your intuition is like a ninja that cuts through your ego stuff. The more you honor your intuition by going into it, the sharper it becomes. Eventually, you will be able to sense when the most subtle things feel off. I feel like now I could get a text message from somebody and read the energy and the vibration of it and totally feel the 100% accurate with whatever I'm feeling. But it's taken me many years to kind of decalcify my intuition because I was corroded by a lot of trauma, by a lot of pain. But the more that I honored my intuition, the more I did healing work, the more I was able to hear and feel, more importantly, the wisdom of my intuition. Now, here's another thing that's coming through right now. A lot of people are very disconnected from their intuition because they are disconnected from their feminine. Your feminine energy is more aligned with your intuition. Your masculine is more aligned with your logic, okay? So the more that you integrate and heal your feminine energy in your emotional body, which once again is tied into the feminine energy, the more you will activate your intuition. See how I'm saying that? Into it. You are going into the feeling of it. But a lot of times when we get an intuitive feeling, we block it and shut it out with our mind. Don't do that. When you feel an intuitive feeling, honor it. The energy never lies. It is being sent to you and through you from a powerful source energy. Whatever you want to call this source energy. You want to call it God, Guru, Universe, Krishna, Allah, Buddha, Santa Claus, whatever you want to call this higher power. Trust that it's coming from a pure source, an extension of you, an extension of your soul's energy. Your soul is a direct extension of this God energy, of this divine energy. So how we get these intuitive downloads, and a lot of times when I'm channeling, is coming from the divine energy. I'll do a session a lot of times and I won't even remember what I said because it's like I just become a hollow vessel and I can just feel into the present moment with this person and give them exactly what they need and just channel this down through. So the more you clear out your vessel with all the stuff, all the junk and corrosion in your body that you've had lodged in there for many lifetimes, you can tune in to this beautiful divine intuition. Number 5, and the last question here, I think this is a good one too, because a lot of people get this one confused. What is the difference between lust and love? For so long, I always thought that lust was like the way to love. But they're so different because lust arises from your hormone. It comes from the body. It's a sensual gratification. It's almost like eating a piece of chocolate. That's kind of what lust is like. You can lust a piece of chocolate. You can lust for a new car. You can lust for a new dress or a new suit. You can lust after material things, okay? But love is so much greater and goes so much farther beyond anything material because love is the fabric of your being. It's an eternal energy that created every cell of your body, okay? Love goes beyond the physical sensations of the body. The human mind cannot understand love because it transcends the mind. So your mind tries to understand love, and because it doesn't understand love, it blocks it and pushes it out. And that's really your ego. Your ego doesn't know what love is. Your ego is just trying to survive. So the more that you tune in to this divine love that you are, that you've always been in this life and every life, you are an infinite source of love. You are an extension of divine love. All of your unworthiness that you may feel, all of your shame that you may feel, all of your fear that you may feel can never compare to the infinite love that you truly are. So lust is a feeling of hormones, okay? It's felt in the lower chakras. Love is much higher. It's felt in the higher chakras. So as you tune into these higher energy centers in your body and you heal the lower chakras from all of the abuse and the trauma of not feeling safe, sexual trauma, repression of your creativity and expression, giving away your personal power, chakras 1 through 3, you allow yourself to get into the higher energy centers and you can actually feel that vibration of infinite love flowing down through you. And here's what we're going to do right now. This is what I want to do with you, just so you can feel this activation of love. Whatever you're doing, just come here with me in this moment. Just take a breath into your body, breathing into your nose, filling up your belly, and release. Breathing into your nose and release. Breathing into your nose and release. Just allowing yourself to ground down, feeling into the energy, feeling into this eternal present moment. You are an abundant divine soul. Allow yourself to be cleansed of any impurities, any shame or doubt that you may be holding on to. Just let it dissolve from your body. Realizing how worthy you are, realizing how loved you are. You are safe to feel love. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode with me. It means the world to me to have you here now. If this brought you value, please take a screenshot of it right now so you don't forget. Share it to your Instagram story and tag me in it. And once again, if you want to be a part of my next live virtual workshop, make sure you go to healvirtual.co and grab your spot today because spaces are limited. Healvirtual.co and register now. Thank you so much. Once again, stay open, stay loving, and stay connected to that beautiful source within you.